Yeah. What time is it? The sun is already so high in the sky. I must have slept in. Considering how long I spent outside last night, that's hardly a surprise. I suppose this is the day when alarm clocks didn't exist. Could you train a bird to wake you up in the middle of the morning? I mean, this is Cinderella. We can't rule anything out. I'm still not sure what to think about what happened. I want to trust Tobias, but, well, at least it's something different from the usual. It's strange how my life had been so boring all this time, then suddenly all these things are happening to me. All these things? Like that one thing? Right. But even stranger than that. How do I know when it's come to wake me up yet? It must be at least noon, if not later. Didn't she say that we must go to our room and not come out until summoned? If anything, we've done our jobs. Well done, Cinderella, well done. Cinders, sorry, Cinders. Surely Carmosa hasn't decided to be gracious and grant me a holiday. I want none of your pitiful excuses. Carmosa's definitely not in a gracious mood. Well, I'm not really sure why we expected that. I should get going and see what's going on before she catches me like this. Like what? Clothed? Everyone is here. You're an even bigger disappointment than usual. Looks like Carmosa's mad at Gloria today. I wonder why. Does she get up and just spin like the Wheel of Fortune? And today is the Italian gardener we have outside. Right then, let's show him the back of the hand. I feel as if that's true. Hey, Sophia? Cinders, not so loud. I don't want to get in trouble or miss any of this. But what's going on? Business as usual. Mother's in a bad mood and Gloria was the nearest thing she could yell at. I'm not interested in your excuses. It's your duty to make sure there's enough wood for the fireplace. But if the servant is allegedly ill, then find someone else. Do it yourself if you have to. I'm sorry, Mother. I understand. Wait, why is there a branch there? Did we punch the servant in the face and that's why he's ill? If you truly understood, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. But I am wasting my breath. I can only hope that you've learned your lesson. This won't happen again. If I got up in time and didn't go out last night, would I have had the chance to help Gloria? Oh, fuck, I went out last night. It seems I can't trust you girls with even the smallest of tasks. I wish that one of you would finally take charge of things. Yes, Mother. Well, don't just say yes. Prove your worth by taking action. Make sure dinner is ready in 2 hours. I expect the wood to be chopped by then as well. Don't worry, Mother, I will. Cinders, Sophia, why are you two wasting your time eavesdropping instead of being useful? Tee-hee, it's not a waste to watch the mighty all-knowing Gloria get scolded by Mum. Mum spelt wrong. And yes, by the way, I'm aware that there are American and English spellings. It's just a long-running thing I've done and I just keep doing it for whatever reason. It's a proper old spark in the glass comment section. It's like, hey, it's supposed to be an S instead of a Z. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh, what's this? You usually have such a sharp reply, but now you can't think of anything to say. She does look slightly weird. Like... She's kind of like determined, slightly angry, I'm slightly sorrowful. Her, I don't know. It looks like someone stuck something somewhere where they're not supposed to have stuck something, if you know what I mean. It's a surprise face and I don't like it kind of face. Whatever happened to the perfect, glorious, outspoken Gloria? One scolding from Mum is all it takes to shut you up. I don't have time to deal with your childish jealousy right now, but watch your tongue. It will certainly get you in trouble someday. Anyway, you two heard Mother. Dinner must be ready in 2 hours to get started. What? Why do we have to get dinner ready? Because I'll be busy taking care of Mother's other need, like getting the wood chopped. If you'd rather not, I can always tell Mother you refuse to obey her orders. Fine, I'll do it. Just pray your food isn't poisoned. You'll have to do more than pray if I find rat poison around. Ha ha ha, as if you'd have the guts to do such a thing, little sister. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have duties to attend to. Oh, Cinders is like the sympathy. Oh, well, what do I do? I'm so poor and I'm not the favourite one. And then she's just a bitch to everyone anyway. No, well, it looks like I'm stuck working with you, Cinders. Why were you so cruel to Gloria? You sure told her. Ha! You sure told her. High five, sister! Wow, you really told her off. Nicely done. Of course I did. It's nice to see Gloria get a taste of her own poison once in a while. We said at the beginning no one gets second chances. We're sticking to said theory. It's even nicer to see her at a loss for words. You really hate her, don't you? I never thought about it before, but I guess I do. Gloria's always cruel to me. She keeps trying to be like Mum, and she thinks Mum will acknowledge her if she keeps putting me down. Well, things haven't been as bad ever since you came along. You're getting the brunt of it now. But yes, I heard it. Thanks! No, what sort of consolation prize is that? Well, you came fourth in the sprint race, so, we're going to set fire to your house. What? That's not a whatever. I didn't always hate her, but I definitely do now. At least she got her due this time. She might be Carmine's favourite, but we're the ones on top for now. That's very naive. True, but I don't feel that great about it. Well, that's not important. If we don't finish dinner on time, we won't be on top for much longer. We're doing dinner in here. Wow. It'll be nice having someone helping me for dinner for once. Hurry up and take out all the ingredients we're going to need. Why me? Isn't it obvious? I hardly step a foot in the place, so naturally I don't know where anything is. Am I also going to have to cut because she's never, let's say, held a knife before or something like that? Naturally. That doesn't mean you can't help with the preparation, though. I don't really have a choice in the matter, do I? There's no way you can prepare dinner in 2 hours alone. I'll be in just as much trouble as you if it's not done. Mother isn't forgiving towards anyone. Now, I figured that much out myself. Now, here are all the ingredients. Yeah, the stench is unbelievable. Are they rotting or something? No, this is just how vegetables smell. They do grow in soil, you know. Sure, but I can't believe you actually have to live with this odour. Odour's missing a U. I bet sometimes you must feel like a rather large carrot yourself, or a beetroot? Hey! That's not nice at all. Well, I think that you have a carrot. Yeah, deal with that. You can take that in 2 ways. One's the nose, one somewhere else. Now I think about it, it's odd. Isn't the writer of this game Polish? Why is there no U in Oda? Do they... That's odd, I thought they talked English now. What did I know? Apparently watches these videos, so I'll soon find out. That's very funny, Sophia. Besides, it wasn't exactly my own choice to move in here. I used to have a proper bedroom before Gloria took it. Of course, how could I forget? Still, you should be grateful. They say that heart conditions help to build character. Yeah, it's easy to say that if it's not happening to you. Bitch. You're bound to become a diamond here, while poor Gloria softens with every passing hour. Can't you give me a break for once? If that's how it's going to look, I prefer to risk Carmine's anger and prepare the dinner alone. Oh, fine. Don't be so uptight, sis. One Gloria in this house is one too many. So... what was it like before we moved in with you anyway? Glorious. Amazing, even. Tell her, why do you care? No, tell her. We're going to try and be compassionate to her. Probably fail, but we're going to try it. Do you really want to know? Of course, we've got to talk about something, or else it'll be awfully dull in here. You can't just admit that you're actually interested in my life. That's always a sucker. Like, of course she's going to say no. Well, if you must know, the moment we started talking, I decided it's better to imagine you're a character from some bad romance novel. It's much less personal like that. You're such a darling sometimes. I can't tell if this game's like breaking the 4th wall, or it's breaking like that 3.5 wall. It's like it's running through platform 7 3/4 and being like, kind of wall, kind of not. Yeah, I know, right? I may not be the worst or best in my family, but you can't accuse me for lacking creativity. But let's get back to that book you're in. Well, life was different when Father was still alive, more carefree, although that's how childhood is. Father had a way with kids. I think he was a real big child himself, always dreaming. I loved it back then. I see, and how'd you feel about it now? It was grey, it was too dreamy, it was suffocating. It was too dreamy. It was too dreamy. I mean, it's great seems harsh. It was too dreamy. It may have been fun while I was a child, but looking back on it, I think my father was overprotective. He raised me to live in a dream instead of reality. Unfortunately, life is a lot more complicated than fairy tales. You are standing here after all. You can say that again. Imagination can only work so far and all dreams eventually come to an end. You're right, sometimes I wish Father had better prepared me to be awake. What about your mother? Do you remember her? Unfortunately, she passed away giving birth to me. I still feel guilty about it, even though I know it doesn't make any sense. I was just about to say that. I don't get why people think that. It makes no sense. It wasn't your choice, was it? Christ. Father told me a lot about her, but I don't really know if that's how she was, or just an idealized image. Either way, I know that her death had a huge impact on him. I think he was very lonely. Perhaps that's why he preferred to get lost in his dreams, rather than face real life. Very deep, but almost definitely untrue. I think we're being like one of those 14-year-olds who tries to seek meaning where meaning is not available, those kind of people. I'm sure it got even worse after we came into your life, huh? Yeah, this onion is making my eyes wet. Give that to me, I'll chop it. If you rinse the knife first, it shouldn't sting that much. As for you, I'd say my life was definitely different after you came in. Different. I'll just be honest, I know your life has been miserable ever since your father married our lovely mother. Trust me, it's not like Gloria and I wanted this either, and yet here we are, one big, unhappy, bastard, hating each other, backstabbing load of bastard family. That is what it said, right? Yeah, close enough. You can be awfully cynical at times. Oh, you noticed? Fine then, yes, my life got worse when you showed up. I'm a servant, a slave in my own house. Not like you'd understand. Yes, what could I possibly know about it? Stupid onion. It sounds to me like it's your turn to talk about your life. Well, there's not much to say. I was going to say, I thought that was a moment where she's going to turn around and be like, huh, well, no, actually, more than enough for one day, and just leave or something. That can't be true. It's obvious that a lot happened to you and Gloria. You wouldn't be like this otherwise. Besides, you said you wanted a conversation, so tell me about yourself. Fine, but don't say I didn't warn you. Again, we've never conversed, and then she shows up, and I suppose, to be fair, well, they could have literally only been here like a month or something. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, just because I really like this game so far. When we were children, we lived out in the countryside. Our house wasn't as nice as this one, though. Our father was a military man. He got himself killed in some war, and that left Mother a widow. Oh, I'm sorry? Don't be. I hardly even saw the man. When he was around, he was like a complete stranger, not a proper father at all. His death meant nothing to us. Sour? Christ. What about Carmoza? It must have affected her. Maybe that's why she's the way she is now. Yeah, what's that supposed to be a joke? Mum didn't care about him any more than we did. Then why did she marry him? Well, why does anyone get married? I'm assuming the answer isn't love. For love, for political gains, for many reasons. Or option number D. Bad choice. No. For many reasons. That sounds too naive. That sounds too cynical. This is the middle of the road answer. Let's go for that one. There are lots of reasons for people to get married. I don't think I can give one solid answer. Some do it to attain a higher status or more riches. It's also a way to ensure you aren't alone when you're old. And sometimes love, or at least mutual respect, plays a role too. Mutual respect? Is that how beaten to the bone we both are? It's just like, oh, love. Otherwise known as mutual respect. Christ. Her cynicness is really rubbing off on Cinders. You're right. For instance, an ugly girl like me would only attract men looking for status. Then, they would try to climb the social ladder using my back for rungs. I know about ugly. It was the opposite with Mother. She used her looks to attract a man of high social standing. If you had a penchant for melodrama, you could say she climbed his dead body to be where she is now. Carmoza comes from a poor family. They had a title of nobility, but they'd lost most of their riches and splendour. The only way for her to advance up the social ladder was to marry, and she was ambitious. She married an officer who was relatively rich and had lots of accolades. She probably planned ahead even there. For all I know, she chose a man who would probably die in battle so that she could marry even higher later. How did he die? Was it just an incidental knife in the back whilst he was eating food? And The murderer was never found. How can you say that? That's such a cruel assumption. Cruel? It's not like she killed him. He would have died anyway. She just wanted something more out of life. Much better way of putting it. It's still a cold thing to do. Cold? Sure, it's cold. It's business. I don't see what's wrong with it. Mother's not dumb. She did what she had to. There's not much room in this world for women with ambitions, so you take what you can get. So, back then, was your life as bad as it is now? Worse. What? How so? Well, you weren't around. Listen, if you're not around, who do you think becomes the victim? Mother's always needed a scapegoat, and Gloria would do anything to please that woman. I'm not as pretty, smart, or ambitious as them, so naturally she humiliated me, and Mum didn't approve. And now that I'm here, they no longer target you. Is that it? That's exactly it. Mum and Gloria have a new scapegoat, and my life is finally a little better. Oh, I see. So now you're no longer tormented, you choose to torment me instead. Of course. Nothing personal, but it's either me or you, and I certainly don't want to be a victim again. Besides, you should be grateful. Didn't your father shield you from all the real world too much? Yeah. Touché, but your head is going to get shoved into that fire very quickly.